welcome back to Planet Tyro. I'm your host, Downward Wonder. Now guys, recently you must have noticed that I've been focused a lot on TV shows and movies. And I do need to change that because I miss reading books and graphic novels and stuff like that. And there's still a lot of underrated things I want to talk about in the reading material side of things. But I think I've got maybe 10 or so more TV shows I want to get into before I switch gears again. This is one of them. Now, recently, let's say in the last year or two, a lot of long-running shows are coming to an end, and I'm so glad we don't have shows that go on for 10 seasons anymore. Things don't need to be that long. This was a show that came in, again started in 2010, did what it did, and ended with a lot of respect. And people have held it as a great show that's very underrated. That's debatable, but I'll get into that in this short discussion.
Tyro Media.
We're talking about Justified. Justified is an FX action crime drama show that ran from 2010 up until this year, 2015. It starred Timothy Olyphant as the main protagonist, and it's based on a short story by, is it Elmore Leonard, I think his name was? A short story. He's known for writing a lot of stories, but this was a short story that's been expanded into a TV series. And the main focus is, it's about this US Marshal that's kind of a hotshot that does things. It's kind of like a modern day cowboy. He's got this kind of old way of dealing out justice, and it gets him into trouble with his fellow officers and with the criminal element. So when the series starts off, he actually he kills a mob boss that gets him into a whole heap of trouble. The murder is justified, which is why it's called the title name. And because he's in so much trouble because of this murder, he gets transferred back to where is he from again? Harland, Tennessee. I'll put it on the screen. I do apologize. I don't know anything about US continents and US states. So all I know, he gets sent to the deep south, and you find out that that's where he actually came from. That's where he grew up from, and he tried to escape that land because it's full of corruption and crime, and it's a really backwards, racist, redneck state. And he just wanted to get out, and that's why he moved to Miami, and now he's right back in. And the series deals with him dealing with the criminal element that he could have turned out to be. So a lot of people feel like he's a bit of a hypocrite and he's so self-righteous, blah blah blah. But this is to me, it's a fun action crime. It's got a lot of comedic elements in the storytelling elements, and to be perfectly honest with you guys, I wasn't really interested in the show when I first heard about it. Now, you won't say as always, just begging me to watch a lot of shows, and to be fair, this show had got a lot of hype behind it, a lot of critical praise for its action, for its dialogue, and now that I've seen it, I can understand why. I didn't want to see a crime show about the deep south and all these hillbillies and all these racists. It didn't really appeal to me. I didn't think I would like it. But this show, I have to give it credit. It modernized a lot of the things I thought were going to be backwards, particularly the dialogue. The dialogue and the interaction with the characters is just fantastic. Let me just jump straight in. Timothy Olyphant as the main protagonist, he plays a badass. This no taking shit marshal who just comes in and just uses that alpha male cowboy, old school John Wayne feel that is really cool. It got on my nerves later on. He became too much of an asshole, even as a good guy. But for the main part, he's the kind of protagonist that, you know, I guess you want to kind of be. You want to be that cool guy who walks in and just he fucks everyone shit up. It was fun, man. The secondary character who's the antagonist, Walter Giggins, who plays Boyd Crowder. This guy, I'm gonna have to say this guy steals the show. Now, after coming from watching The Shield, this guy was so despicable. I actually hated him. He reminds me of Kevin Bacon, another fantastic actor who plays despicable roles, but they're so good at their roles. You can't blame him for always playing antagonists. And Walter Goggins in this role is just fantastic. Him and Timothy Olyphant, these guys, Waylon Givens and Boyd Crowder, these two make the show. To a fault, to the point where I just wanted to see these two interact throughout the whole show. And honestly, this show is one of the best cast shows in a long time. You see a lot of characters come in and out. Most of the characters that come in are criminals. Things I don't like about this show is, unlike other shows like The Shield, where it's The Wire, where it's an ensemble cast, there's good actors in this show, and this show doesn't focus on a lot of the other characters as much as I would have liked. In particular, the other sheriff staff that Raiden works with. Some of these characters I never saw for so much of the show. It kind of irritated me. Where, like in The Shield, they would, Vic Mackey was the main character, but you always got to feel these other characters in the show, in the police officers department. But in this show, Wayne Gibbons is kind of a loose cannon, and his boss is always down the front, and the black lady and his other partner, it's like, where are they? Only in the last season I've really got a taste of them, and honestly, that bothers me about this show. I mean, I get it, Wayne Gibbons, Timothy Olyphant is the main protagonist, he's a cool guy, that's who you come to see, but when you've got such good actors, and they all give good performances, I'm not saying they don't all give good performances, they just zero in on Wayne a bit too much for my liking, because his character is pretty one-dimensional, to be harsh. He's a badass, but even when you get to things with his family that are criminals and his mindset, he's pretty kind of one note. And the other characters, I wish I saw more of them, which is my main criticism for the show. Now, in saying that, I am VS. I know people are probably going to hate me for saying this, but a lot of the other characters that come in the show are criminals, and they're great. Most of the characters are the criminals. This show focuses on the criminal element and these hillbillies, these mafia guys coming in, doing their drug, weed, murdering thing. It's all cool. That's all great. And I have to say, man, I don't have time to give everyone the shout outs I would love to, but the criminal element in the show is fantastic. I feel like this is a bit of a role reversal where we're not on the side of the criminals, but we focus so much on the criminal side. And then seeing Timothy Olyphant's character come in and just mess up their shit and get into all these gunfights, and it's cool. I really enjoyed the show. It was fun for that, but Timothy Olyphant and Walter Goggins, these two is what you really come and see the show for. Especially Walter Goggins. His dialogue is fantastic. He just drones on, and he is great. He just kicks this show in half. This guy is just so phenomenal. Timothy Olyphant's good, and all the rest of the cast is good, but man, I didn't like this guy from The Shield, but I love him as an actor, and right now I'm in love with this dude. He's a fantastic actor. He kills it in the show. And just to quickly round up, the cinematography, the direction for the show is fantastic. It looks beautiful down in Virginia. The way this show is shot with the action is really good. The sound is really cool. The opening is cool. This show is executed really well on a whole. It looks good. It feels good. It's clean. It's 6 seasons. I'm going to be critical again and say the 5th season felt like filler. And a lot of, I'm being harsh, it felt like filler. It had a very rinse and repeat storyline with this new family coming to Harlan. It just was boring. And then they tried to add little Orange is the New Black subplot with Ava's character. Honestly, everyone said this. It felt like build up for the final season. Before that, season 1 to 4 was tight. Season 5 was filler, and season 6 was a good end. It ended very well. It ended, for me, a little bit anticlimactic because I didn't get the ending I thought I would get, but in saying that, it was a very respectable ending. Bottom line, Justified is a very great action, crime, drama show, which has hints of comedy, which is very enjoyable. Now, a lot of fans have complained that, why is it up there with Breaking Bad and The Shield, and the difference between Justified and those other shows is, those other shows have a more compelling, gritty drama side to them. Justified is more just action crime, not so much on the drama. Those other shows, the shows that stood the test of time, Breaking Bad, The Shield, The Wire, those have serious character drama. That's what Justified is missing, and to me, that's why this show isn't held as up there as those rest of them. But I don't hold it against the show. This was very entertaining, surpassed my expectations, and I'm going to give Justified a solid B. I wasn't expecting this from the show. I know a lot of people have rated this higher, but I'm just my opinion, guys. Based on what I was expecting, it surpassed my expectations. It was enjoyable. It could have been better, if they did more varied character stuff, but it isn't that kind of show. And I'm just being honest. Justified is definitely a good show, great casting, great acting, overall entertaining, deep south crime, drama, action show that I would definitely recommend. If you watch the first season, the first couple of episodes, I think you'll know if you like the show or not. I just take it as entertainment value, very well acted. Should have been 5 seasons, but 6 is okay. It's relatively short, 13 episodes a season, solidly, and that's basically what I've got to say before I ramble on anymore. So Justified is a good show, and I know if you're watching it, you probably already know. And if you're curious, I'll say check it out. But whatever you think of it, guys, let me know in the comments down below. As always, I'd like to hear your thoughts on this show, on what you think of it. And if you disagree with me, let me know why, and why you think I'm just being nitpicky as I usually am. But critical as always, guys. So let's leave it there, guys. And if this is your first time on Planet Tyro, I want to say welcome to the channel. Thank you for watching. Hit that thumbs up button if you like the video, and as you can see, I have a lot of other reviews and discussions on all types of stuff here: animation, books, TV shows. And I'm going to get back into the book stuff because some people have been requested I get back into more graphic novels and book stuff, which I'm going to get to. I've got a long list, guys, so stick with me. Thanks for watching, and until then, I'll see you on the next one, people. Take care now. Peace out.